Hello everyone and welcome back to Digital Citizenship. It's April 23rd, 2020. Today we're going to continue with the creator's rights and we're going to add some responsibilities of creators. Today's objectives: students will consider ethical questions about real-life decisions of young creators and exercising their creative rights and responsibilities. You'll also understand that piracy and plagiarism are irresponsible and disrespectful behaviors that have ethical and legal implications. So, the order in which you should complete things: number one, complete the entrance ticket 411 for creators. Then watch this instructional video. So if you're watching this, hopefully you've already done number one. And then you're going to complete a creator's responsibility and fair use on KidBlog. So in case you haven't already, if you haven't done the entrance ticket, go ahead and go back out to Schoology and scroll down to today's folder, which is a creator's responsibilities and fair use. Once you open that folder, you'll notice there are a few different things in there. The entrance ticket is at the top. That is your first step. You will need the vocabulary, which you can find in KidBlog. So if you're in KidBlog, you have your copyright terms right here. And you'll also need the notes that you took. You filled out a Microsoft form, the additional background notes. And I've included that right here just in case. It's probably hard to get back into that and you might not remember it. So I've included the notes with the answers right there. Then once you've completed your entrance ticket, you are going to move on to a creator's responsibilities and fair use on KidBlog. But before we do that, I'm going to do a little bit of review from what we did on Tuesday. So on Tuesday we said it's great to be able to use things that we find online, but we have to do it responsibly. We have to show our respect for other people's hard work and creativity by giving credit where credit is due. We talked about how you might feel if someone took your work. Again, this is where empathy goes into play as well. So if you work hard and create something, you don't want other people to take that and say that they did it. So don't do that to anyone else either. We often use copyrighted work in our everyday lives. But we need to be responsible and respectful of other people's creative work by giving proper credit. Copyright rules are important for creators to know so that they can protect their own creative work, follow the rules of copyright law, and be respectful of how they use other people's work. Okay, so that's just a little bit of a review from Tuesday. And now you're going to move into KidBlog. You're going to click on a creator's responsibility and fair use. The first thing you're going to do is watch the copyright and fair use video. You'll see a link, and I will show you that in just a moment. Then you're going to read the 4 points of fair use. We'll read that together here because you'll need that information to answer the question about Henry's story. And next time on Tuesday, you'll have some case studies where you'll need to know that information as well. So you'll be referring back to the 4 points of fair use. Keep the information in mind that you learned in copyright and fair use as you watch Henry's story and complete the viewing guide in KidBlog. So here we are in KidBlog, and today you're going to be working right here with the creator's responsibilities and fair use. So once you click in there, you'll see that number one, you have this video to watch, and I'm going to let you watch that on your own. So watch the copyright and fair use video, and then read the 4 points of fair use. You'll need this information to answer the question about Henry's story. So let's take a look at this 4 points of fair use, and then once you're done watching this instructional video, you can go back and watch that video by following the link. So the diamond, so this diamond right here, will help you figure out whether or not a creative work is fair use. The inside of the diamond lists the situations in which fair use can be applied. So the situations are schoolwork and education, news reporting, criticizing or commenting, and comedy or parody. Each point of the diamond lists a certain way that you can use copyrighted work for fair use. So you can use it if you use a small amount, if you rework it and use it in a different way, if you add new meaning and make it original, or if you use it for non-profit purpose. If a creative work falls into at least one of the situations inside the diamond, and if it also fulfills one of the creative criteria at the 4 points on the outside of the diamond, there's a good chance that it's fair use. Use the diamond to help you decide whether the case studies you view in class are fair use. Like I said, you'll be seeing case studies on Tuesday, not today. You will have a question about fair use after you watch Henry's story, so you might want to refer to this when answering that question. So fair use, once again, the definition is the ability to use copyrighted work without permission, but only in certain ways and in specific situations, such as schoolwork and education, news reporting, criticizing or commenting on something, and comedy or parody. So after you've watched that copyright and fair use video, you're going to scroll down to number 2, which are the video and video discussion questions. So it says here the following questions correspond with the video Henry's Story. And you can get to Henry's Story by clicking on the link right here. And the title of the video is called Henry's Story Making Mashups, which is about a boy who creates mashups or mixing bits and pieces of songs into a new song and remixes them or mixes the video clips together. Copy and paste the following questions into a new comment, and as you watch Henry's Story, answer the questions. So you have 4 questions to answer. So to copy and paste them, you're just going to select them, and you're going to probably press down until it says copy, and then you're going to come down here, and this has my name because this is my login, but yours should have your name. And you're going to paste the questions in here so that you're ready to answer them. For number 1, it says, what are Henry's rights as a creator? And you're going to be ready to answer that question. So as you're watching this video, you're going to think about these 4 questions. So what are Henry's rights as a creator? What are Henry's responsibilities in using other people's creative work? Hint, read, use common sense, and now it's above. What is piracy and what's an example of piracy in Henry's story? And Henry likes to make mashups and remixes and put them online. What does he need to do to make this fair use? Okay, so to answer question 4, you should be scrolling up and looking at these 4 points of fair use and trying to figure out what he needs to do to make what he's doing fair use. And finally, one more thing I'd like to draw your attention to is this use common sense. To be a responsible creator, follow these 3 steps. So first, ask, how does the author or artist say I can use the work? Do I have to get the creator's permission first? So remember, every piece of creative work, once it's recorded, written down, or recorded electronically or digitally, that is copyrighted work. If there is not a Creative Commons license saying that you can use it and how you can use it, then you have to get a creator's permission, because we know that all creative work is automatically copyrighted. Number 2, acknowledge. Did I give credit to the work I used? Remember, we always have to give credit. Now, some students in the past, many students actually, think that they can use whatever they want as long as they give credit to it. That is not the case. Number 1, you have to see if you need to ask permission, and if it has a Creative Commons license, am I using it in the way that the creator says is all right? So once you've done that, you've figured out the permissions, then you have to give credit. And if you're doing fair use, did I add value? Did I rework the material to make and add something original? All right. Keeping all that in mind, and remember, you can always play these videos more than once. If there's something you didn't catch, you can back it up, fast forward it, replay it as many times as you need. Next thing you're going to do is watch the copyright and fair use video, maybe review the 4 points of fair use. Then you're going to copy and paste these discussion questions below in your comment. You're going to watch Henry's story, and then you're going to answer the questions, and you're done for the day. So remember, you're logging in each Tuesday and Thursday to Schoology first. That's your starting point, and then it will tell you where you go from there. And complete your work on Tuesdays and Thursdays. As always, if you ever have any questions for me, we have an Ask a Question discussion forum. You can use that, or you can send me a message. I'm here for you. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the week and a wonderful weekend, and I'll speak with you again on Tuesday.